an idea, or I guess a weird little headcanon that this takes place in the same time as testing, short story testing in this book as well. Okay, so this is the third part of me reading Huntress by Tamora Pierce. Felix stared at me. Damn, I wish you didn't have to die, he said finally. You're a real lioness. What would you know of lionesses, you perfumed and gelded whelp? A moment ago, when I had looked at the open meadow, What? She had not been there. Now she strode across. What? Now she strode across it like a queen, a tall, ice blonde woman in a white tank top and jogging shorts. Her long limbs were so pale they almost seemed to glow. Her ponytail picked up the moon's gleam as it bounced behind her. Even the woman's eyes were silver, colorless and icy as she looked the pride over. I don't know how she got there or what she thought she was doing, but I couldn't have her stepping into my shitstorm. Lady, get out of here, I screamed or tried to. My throat was too dry for more than a croak, and I coughed as I spoke. Go on, get out of here, call the cops. Do you have a cell phone on you? Run, get... She held up a long-fingered hand as she came to a halt, 10 feet from the nearest lioness. It was as if she had laid her hand on my mouth. I couldn't make another sound. Hush, maiden. Your courtesy is well intended, but needless. Under the circumstances, it is gallant. I will not forget. She looked at the pride which swung out to encircle her. You seek a hunt, she said. I fear you will not give me a hunt that will satisfy, but times are corrupt. Tonight you shall be my prey. Who are you? Jeffries laughed. Wait your turn, that word. She stopped and picked up a quiver, which she slung over her back, and then an unstrung bow, a big one. I knew damned well they had that. I'm sorry, I knew damned well they hadn't been on the grass before. Once you would have known to whom you spoke, and understood your death was before you, the woman told Jeffries. She took a bowstring from the pocket of her shorts. Everyone watched her. They had to. It wasn't possible to look anywhere else as she gracefully fitted one end of the string to the end of the bow she had placed between her running shoes. With hardly any effort, she bent the heavy bow and slipped the string over the free end. For your foulness, I shall not soil an arrow on you. I have better things for those of mongrel breeding. Jeffries gasped. He always bragged on his family going back to European nobility and did not like her comment about his breeding. Oh, no. Oh, now you don't like it? Way to go, Jeffries. Ignoring him, she put two fingers to her lips and blew a whistle that had everyone clutching their ears. As its echoes faded, I heard sounds in the brush behind me and around me. Dogs trotted down from the rocks and trees. It was then, I think, that a few creeps decided life was better somewhere else. Some of those dogs were really big. They looked like they had Rottweiler or Wolfhound in them, but it was all part of a mix. Whatever the full mix was, it was dangerous. They were lean, hard-looking animals, cautious as they came out onto open ground. The closer they got to her, by now I understood the truth of her being, the lighter they were on their feet until they frisked around her like puppies, tails wagging. They were glad to see her. They were strays, their coats tangled, some ribs showing, but they weren't stray cautious once they could smell her. Fuck this, Reed broke the spell. She had her gun out and pointed it at her. I don't know who. Up came the bow. I didn't even see the hand that took an arrow from the quiver. I glimpsed the arrow on the string, the ripple of muscle as she drew the string to her ear and loosed. The arrow went... Oh my God! The arrow went through one of Reed's beautiful eyes. She fell, the gun still in her hand. The goddess looked at Felix in the pride. I said, you are my prey now. You thought to hunt one who was under my protection. Now you meet my price. I give you the chance you gave to her, the trees. Linger but a moment more and I shall lose my patience. She looked at the dogs. My children, see that one? She pointed to Jeffries. Tear him to pieces. That set the pride free of her spell, if she had cast one. All of them, including Jeffries, bolted for the trees of the old forest. She let them go. Despite her words, the dogs waited around her feet, panting, scratching, rolling on the grass. She walked over, collected Reed's gun, and handed it up to me, along with the bottle of water Reed had carried in a holder at her waist. I took both with shaking hands and would not meet her eyes. The goddess did a few runner's stretches for her legs and chirped to the dogs, running easily, the bow in one hand and one arrow in the other. She headed up into the rocks. The dogs fanned out around her and caught up, all business now. It was a long time before I found the nerve to come down and check Reed. She was dead, her skin as cold as marble. The arrow that had killed her had vanished. There wasn't even a mark where it had struck her. I looked around. All of the creeps were gone. That was probably a good idea. The goddess might have decided they were worth hunting next. There was no telling what might offend her. For a long time, the only sounds I heard were the dogs baying and an occasional shriek up among those old dark trees. I made myself collect my backpack and everything I had brought. At some point, there would be cops. I didn't want them finding anything of mine and tracking me to my door like they did on television. I knew they wouldn't believe me, and I didn't want the psychiatrist or the medication or the attention. I just wanted to curl up in my bed and come up with ways to apologize to my mother's family for past disrespect. Thinking of them, I checked my cell phone. There were no calls, though it was long past midnight. I wondered if Mom knew who I was running around with so late. The thought made me giggle. The giggle sounded a little strange, so I made myself quit. Then I sat down and waited. It never occurred to me to just go home. I hadn't been dismissed. Sometime before dawn, the dogs returned one by one. They were tired. After a look around and a pee at the base of the rocks, they decided I was harmless. They lay down close to me and I got to work licking the dark stains from their fur. Last to appear was their mistress, carrying the small terrier I had missed in all the confusion. Terrier? His muzzle, too, was dark. He was more interested in trying to kiss her face than in cleaning himself up. I scrambled to my feet, though my legs were jelly from all my running. She would not catch me showing her disrespect. She stopped in front of me. As I thought, they were better prey than hunters. She said in that chill and distant voice, "Here is my sign, to safeguard you on your way home." She pressed a blood-smeared thumb to my forehead and drew a crescent there. It felt as cold as her voice. I swayed and tried not to faint either from her touch, or from the thought that I now had pride blood on me. "Tell your family they have served me well. I am pleased." She dropped something on the ground between us. Oh my God. I looked down at Felix's braid. "I didn't ask for this," I whispered, "or for them to die." She smiled. "I answer prayers as I will, maiden. Only remember the others who perished at their hands. Your enemies would have taken more, in time." She yawned and pulled the tie out of her ponytail. Ivory hair cascaded down over her shoulders. "Good night to you, maiden, or rather, good day." I watched as she strolled across the meadow, still carrying her terrier. A quick whistle called the rest of her pack. They followed her, panting, tails wagging. Somewhere in the middle of that long expanse of grass, with no trees or rocks to hide them, they vanished. What the... That was wild from start to finish. Oh my God. That is the most interesting Deus Ex Machina I've ever seen. I think ever, because it's literally a god shows up to... Oh my gosh. What? What have you done to me?